And we are live. So welcome to day 2 from 1 week to create your movement marketing media kit with me, Iona, host of the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, where I call it Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And so I do have a template for you for this 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit, and also a #1 best-selling book niche marketing media kit on Canva. So if you haven't had a look at that, and if you are new to this and you're not watching in the Soul Legacy TV or in the SBYN Telegram channel, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you can grab that template and use it. So this is day 2 of this 7-day challenge on the Soul Legacy TV. And so you'll see around this video in the playlist or in the cards, and then the description, it'll be in a pinned comment on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube channel, a playlist for all 7 days of this challenge. So if it's not making sense or you haven't been through it, then I invite you to pause this, go back. I did an intro into what was YouTube influencer marketing, what I call the soul guided influencers way, but really starting a movement and aligning your movement and your message with your money. So what I will say is go back to day 1 and the intro. So I'm going to dive in, and what I am going to do is share my mind map with you, because that's kind of what I like to do. And I'm going to go through a really deep dive of the teaching again. I'm going to try get this done in about an hour, maybe even less. Day 1 was a little bit longer. So let me just share my screen with you and keep myself on the screen. So this is the template we're building on each day. And what you will do is leave the end of this challenge at the end of the week, having done homework, going into soul guided action steps, and actually have something that's tangible. So excuse me, not only will you have, when you go live, this is live, and so I need a drink. Hang on. I think it's that time of the year when calls come around. So this challenge has got 7 days to it. Again, I did an intro into what is a movement marketing media kit for your book, to position yourself. If you have a book inside of you, and taking your book, I'm taking my book on a book tour, getting featured, writing articles that are related to the area of expertise that I wanted to be known for. So today is about what is your author platform. And so for me, it starts with books. I've been a co-author to 3 books that went to #1, and my own book, which is on pre-order at the time of me presenting this challenge to you. So this live challenge happens annually on the 3rd week of September, usually. Right now, I'm doing it at a different time, but that's okay. But come back. And if you have any questions, then I do have Q&A at the end, and that is on a private Zoom call. It's $22.22. So you can find the link under this video as well in the description, to get some questions answered. Come over into the community as well, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers community. So I'm going to talk about what is your author platform. So again, if you haven't heard me, you haven't seen me, and you're new to this challenge, then I am the host of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, and I say it's a space for soul-guided influencers to show up, speak out, and serve deep. And so an author platform for me is building, starting with Amazon, right? Or just, it's writing in general, whether you're writing in magazines or blogs or what have you. But for us, for me, I wanted to start with my book. And I wanted to build my author platform. But at the same time, I also wanted to utilize my authority platform, something that positioned me out in the marketplace, out there as a soul-guided influencer. And nothing better does that than YouTube being on video, right? So written, because some people like to experience your work and your words through the written word, and some people like to connect through video. People always say to me, I can feel your energy. And that's because I have early learning dyslexia, so the writing doesn't come that easy to me. So I wanted to lead my movement with my YouTube Soul Tribe, with my readers. So I have my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And I wanted to launch my book with my author platform, go out there and get featured and speak about the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And I have a space, what I call the SBYN book club, because I am a sucker for books. I love books. I have my Audible. I'm always listening to books on YouTube. And so the author platform is really big. But when you combine it with an author platform like YouTube, for me, it's absolute gold. So I'll talk about how I actually do that, how you can do that, how you can leverage your time, money, and energy and align your movement, your message, and your money. And if you have like a book inside of you, or you always wanted to write a book, or you've written a book and it hasn't done as well, you're going to get some gold out of this, either in helping you write your book. Let me see what you can see. Helping you write your book, or taking your book that you've already written and having some YouTube videos around that. So you're marrying the two platforms, Amazon and YouTube, right? And so my book, the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakenings, Stories of 365 is a co-author book series. And if you have a spiritual awakening story inside of you and you want to become a co-author as part of my movement, then you can contact me. You can message me, you can email submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com and inquire about that. I have a companion journal that goes with the book, and this is a notebook version. So there's a blank notebook and a spiral bound notebook as well. So do take notes if you have that. And I call this 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. That's part of my movement. That's part of what I call the Soul Legacy movement. So having a YouTube podcast and a YouTube summit on spiritual awakening, it's called the #1 Spiritual Awakening summit. And so it's a YouTube summit. So my author and my authority platform kind of have got merged. And so one of the really great things that I'm known for is leveraging everything that you do. So I've got some teaching which I will talk about, not here, but what I will do for upgraders. I'll talk about the different platforms that you can build on, and I will be building on, giving examples and giving templates and giving contact details and different things. So if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy and you're in the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint Author and Authority program and Mastermind in the bootcamp, then you'll get this. So there's different places that you can build your author platform, not just your book. And we'll talk about that, like I say, more in depth. But think about your author platform in terms of getting featured in magazines, right? Getting featured in articles. So let me make that a little bit bigger. So I will have like a directory and things. So if you're in the Soul Legacy Academy, again, and if you're in the bootcamp, or if you're in the author program for the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint, if you're part of the book series, then you'll see this. And in the mastermind, I'll go even deeper. So we've got Tiny Buddha, Elephant and Journal, Mind Body Green. You might have already been featured in some of these places, but what I want to do is help you be known for a specific topic that's related to your books, your book or your books, and related, and building that author platform. You'll be surprised to hear that many people, if you look, and part of the homework is to go and see where you've been featured, where you've been an author, where you've been published, whether that's books, blogs, magazines, wherever it is. And if you haven't yet, where you'd like to be featured, just writing that down. And so I'll give you that homework, but you'll be surprised when people forget where they've been featured, and they don't think it's relevant, or that what they've been doing over the years isn't actually really relevant. And so I was featured in e-zine articles. I don't think I've got a link to that. I might. And basically what I've said back then, I'm still saying now. So Thrive Global, Medium, Soul Spirit, Well and Good, Goop Finer Minds, Life Hacker, Simple Local Magazine, Blog, Spiritual Health, Black Enterprise, Collective Wealth, Elite Daily, Psychology Today, mindful world, being willing, and spiritual integrity. There's a lot of spiritual badass. There's a lot of places that you can get featured. I don't know if I can find my e-zine article. Hang on. And Iona made. I don't think I've got it there. It might come up. Oh, it has. So what you'll do is you'll start to look at the places that you've been featured as an author. So what is an author platform? Let me just see what you can see. I've started my author platform back in October 2009. And I've got article niches, published articles, 15 of them. And this is about me on my about page. And so the last article that I published was 3rd of April 2014. And if you know anything about my spiritual awakening story and journey, I came offline after a year after my son passed, which was April 2015. Obviously, I didn't know that then. And then I did what I needed to do for a year, and I came offline for about 3.5 years. So I haven't done article writing much since then. And so you can write on your own blog, you can write on LinkedIn, you can write and do different things. I've kept writing different things, but not on the articles. And articles was a really big thing. And video articles, turning your article into a video was a really big thing. And so some of the titles were Spiritual Business Owners, How to Sell Your Services by Telling the Truth. Spiritual Business Marketing, this was February 2014. 3 major mistakes to avoid. That was in business marketing. This is in self-improvement and personal growth. So the e-zine article, theme your articles into different categories. So if you've got a blog, you might want to do that, split your articles up into certain categories, so you kind of it makes more sense. So this one is self-improvement and personal growth, 2013, how to start fulfilling your life's purpose and getting paid. And that was, I'd done my summit actually on that, the #1 Divine Intervention virtual event. And so I'd done my author platform and I'd done my authority platform on YouTube. I'd done Google Hangouts. So all of the things that I'd done have led me to now, but I hadn't put the pieces together in the terms of a movement marketing media kit in that book. I did have my book inside of me then, but I didn't actually write that same book. Life Purpose Vision Boards, it's time to get out of your own way. I'm going to share about vision boards. This was October 2011. It's now the end of September 2022. So this is like, wow. So physical therapy, marketing, what to do before you get new clients, spiritual entrepreneur, running a successful holistic spiritual practice, kind of complementary therapists and healing professionals, private practice, thrive in the recession. We know that we've had a pandemic in 2020. This was 2010, right? So 10 years on, lots of different things. Vibrant practice building, online practice building, life purpose. How do we define success in life? Fixing marketing mistakes, running a business, and referrals. So that was my stuff back then. I haven't updated it for a while. But when you build your author and authority platform, you can take articles, you can write an article and then turn it into a video. You can break down the topics. You can do so many different things with an author platform. Some of the articles you can write and you can repurpose them. Some of them, some places where you publish, they like you to just keep that to that place. So bear that in mind. So on day 1, just to recap of this movement marketing media kit challenge, starting a movement, how to start a movement, I covered what is a movement marketing media kit. And so basically this is it, right? And so I was inspired to do this media kit by a lady I've mentioned already. She's called Sasha Sabbath. And so Sasha had been featured. You could see that she's got a program. She'd been speaking, but Sasha also had a YouTube channel, which I didn't know back then. I don't think I'd ever even looked at Sasha's YouTube channel, but what you can do is build the two. So for me, for my YouTube channel, the Soul Legacy TV, what I will do is have book launch videos that go with my book. So when I'm going out there, I'm getting featured, I'm talking about my book, but I'm also talking about my YouTube channel. And within my book, I'll have my authority platform, meaning the YouTube channel, the YouTube podcast. So I'm going to talk about the authority platform tomorrow, day 3. But for today, think of your author platform, but also how you can marry the two things. So this this whole movement marketing media kit was inspired by Sasha. Sasha came to me to get interviewed, and she's been featured in many different places. I'm sure many since actually doing this. I'm sure she's updated it. But when you think about your author platform and your authority platform, you want to be speaking and getting featured. So Sasha's listed guest expert appearance, popular interview questions. So when you go out and you go get featured, the part of this media kit, or the purpose of it, is to support you when you're getting featured, so you can talk about your book. So what you want to be doing is thinking about the questions, and we're going to talk about this as we go forward in the week, thinking about the questions that you want the interviewer to ask you as you go out and get featured on podcasts and radio and summits and TV. Align the questions with your book, with your author platform. So yes, you can be an authority, but when you marry those two things, it makes it even stronger. And I will be doing this and building my book tour, and taking my book on a book tour, and talking about the 11 key principles that are in my book. So Sasha's part of the media kit that I was inspired for by Sasha. Sasha talks about recent telesummit, radio, TV. It was Google Hangout back then. This is how long ago this was. TV appearances, radio and summit and giveaways. And what we're going to do is I could have easing all of those articles listed out, the kind of topics that I had covered on easing articles. So I could put all of the articles, and I could put these. So mine would look like Spiritual Business Owners How to Sell, and I could do an actual link to that article, and then somebody could read the article, right? And so that's what I suggest, that wherever you've been featured or whatever you've got, I can't even remember me actually doing this now. And this was Soul Client. So I've changed a lot of this stuff now. I could go back and update it and update the bio, but you kind of get the gist, right? And some things will be relevant and some things won't. It's absolutely fine if some things have changed. It's fine as well if as you go through this movement marketing media kit challenge, if you think, oh, there's a few things that I didn't that I no longer want in published, that I no longer want online, and this bios and different things, I could absolutely definitely change this bio because it's not relevant anymore, and soulclient.com isn't even in existence. So my stuff has evolved, but it's pretty much the same. And so I could do articles, blogs, magazines, wherever you've been building your author platform. And I talked about the media kit, where like the written text and stuff. So if you've got blog posts, whatever it is that where you've been published, whether you've got articles, whether you've got what's that called, like different publications basically, and I can't think of the word, like journals and different things, then you'll list them, and then you'll list like the summits and the radio and the places that you want to go out and get featured. So what I'm going to do is click on, hang on, let me just see. So if I click on the SoulLegacyAcademy.com, I spell it wrong on here, hang on. So that's my site. What I have done is my Iona's book and media tour, and what I am doing is a version of what Sasha's doing. So I've got my free chapter of my book, right? So my author platform starts with my book. My book's on pre-order on Amazon. It hit #1 in 7 categories in 7 days. I set the intention for that and did all the orchestration to get that. But you can download a free chapter of the book. That's part of my author platform. But again, my author platform on Amazon as well. I've got an Amazon author central page. A lot of people don't actually have that. And what I've done is I've taken my YouTube, my authority platform, and put it onto my author platform. So you can do videos on your... Hey, welcome to... So episode 35. So my journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, has a spiritual journal with me. So my author platform is low content. It's only a journal. It's a blank notebook. I actually have videos to go with it, and it will go with the co-author book series. It will make more sense as we go through this. So an Amazon author central page is what I have, building my author page around it. So I've got a free chapter, building my author platform, and my Amazon having my book on pre-order. And this book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, I actually launched it a year and gave myself a year to write it. And so it launches on my son's birthday, right? So it went to #1 in the first week. It has no reviews or anything because it's not written, right? And so I'm taking it on a book tour, and I'm also creating YouTube videos that will be mentioned in the book around the topics that I'm actually writing about. So everybody that comes to me says, oh my God, you'll know how to leverage, you know how to take an idea, which is for your book, for your articles, you can think of the topics that you want to write on. So I know some of the topics that I want to write on. And then what I've done is create a playlist around that. So for this book launch videos, think of, hang on, let me just show you what I mean. Hang on. So this was this is Lindsay Austin's book, Flight of a Butterfly. So I shared that. So hang on, let me see. So my book launch videos are based on my author platform. So basically my YouTube channel and my Amazon page marry, right? So people will know if you want to read Iona's book, you're going to get videos that are relevant to that. So you imagine somebody's reading your book and you pause and you say, there's a video that accompanies that. There's a book called, what is it called? It is Jessica Ortner. She, Tapping for Weight Loss. She does a beautiful job with actually inside the book. Jessica Ortner actually refers to videos on her site. I don't know if it's in there, but I've got this book. I've got an Audible, and so she says, "Tap with me," chapters 1. I don't know if it's in here. I hadn't planned to do that, but she literally says at the end of each chapter, go and have a look at. I don't know if this is even the one. So she says to go and have a look at videos on her site. And so she's got an interview there, which is beautiful. So I will have links to my interview series, but she's got specific books, specific videos that go with that actually demonstrate what is in the book. So depending on what your book is, if you're thinking about doing your book, think about your YouTube channel at the same time. I talk about this in my 5-day YouTube from Scratch challenge. I share with you extensively what that is, and I should have, let's see, the Tapping Solutions chapter 2. So this is how to tap for weight loss and body confidence. So here we go. We've got a video that actually...
Chapter 2, this is Jessica Ortner, and in this video I am going to show you how to tap.
So there's only so many things that you can do in a book, but if you think about your book, let me see what you can see. If you think about your book in terms of that author and that authority platform, then you can get more out of it, more leverage. Right, so Jessica Ortner does a beautiful job of that. So I love that. So hopefully that makes sense. An author platform. So Jessica Ortner has her book on Amazon, right? And she's got all these ratings, and she has videos as well, right? And I don't know what her YouTube channel is. The Tapping Solution YouTube channel. So for my book, And what I had done is, because it's not written, what I've done is, without having to write the book, without having to do all of the videos that will go in the book, what I have done is streamed them out. So you'll see money blocks, how to overcome money blocks, paying clients, passive income, discovery calls, coaching session, video influencer, tribe attraction, authentic brand, start your business online, a one-page plan, business name ideas, generating leads, LinkedIn clients, content creator, video podcasting, podcast interviews, self-publishing, the best channel ideas. And then the spaces, these are videos for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, right? So I didn't have to write the book to be able to start my movement, and I didn't have to record all of the videos on the YouTube channel. So don't think that, or Iona Mead is telling you, in order to start your movement, and this is Robin and I, our lead soul guided instructor, announcing the book, my book, and how I hit #1 on book launch day. And so this is the intro into how to start a movement with your message. And so that's the intro for this. And then this is saying that I'm live on the Soul Legacy TV. So as you grow your audience, there's not a lot of, this is the beginning of my movement. And so for the next year, what I wanted to do is document the process of building an author platform and building an authority platform. So tomorrow we'll talk about authority, meaning YouTube. So I'll go over some of these things again. And if you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. But if you have any questions and you want to upgrade to the live Q&A, then you can absolutely do that. And it should be in the pinned comments as well. And so that so I think I've just listed to the playlist. Hang on. There is a playlist for that. We have the template. Do I not have? Hang on, let me see if I have the actual upgrade for the MMMK. So if you have questions, I will have Q&A at the end. And so what you can do is schedule out. The Q&A is $22.22. And then after every day, I will have live Q&A. This is what I call a YouTube challenge. This is part of me doing my movement on YouTube. And so it's just a beautiful way to get yourself out there. And so when you are going live, what YouTube does is it tells your subscribers and it says you're live. So that's one of the ways to build your audience as well with a YouTube channel. And I'm going to actually screenshot that because I love it. And then we have Robin, our lead soul guided instructor, saying your spiritual vision board challenge is amazing. Makes so much sense. Absolutely soul guided influencer. Hey, watching the replay, I can't wait for the 7-day challenge. You always share so much gold. Thank you, Robin. I'm so grateful you taught me how to build a channel, not just a YouTube account. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And this is the template. All right. So you can use this template to start your media kit the right way for soul guided influencers. So let me go back. All right, cool. So day 1, we talked about what is a movement marketing media kit. And so that's really extensive. So part of the media kit for me, it is the free chapter and the book launch video playlist, right? You've seen Jessica Ortner do that, Nick Ortner's sister. And so I put on my media kit, my book tour, my first episode of the Soul Legacy TV. People say I have a tears warning. And then I've got my media kit, my bio, the book launch club, the free chapter, and the book birthday party, which is on the 6th of May annually. And if you've got a book inside of you, I'd love to share it if you're part of the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And then a free PDF of the book. And then the 11 key principles for starting and building a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with Iona. And again, principles 1 to 11. Right, and then where I've been featured and the podcast interviews and the radio and the summit and the social media. So if you haven't been featured yet, you can set the intention of where you want to be featured. I'm always doing mind maps. I love mind mapping this out. And I thought, you know what, I would love to do a media kit, the Soul Guided Influencers way. Let me actually share it with you while I actually build mine out. So let's dive into the teacher for today. Let me make that a little bit bigger. So what is an author media platform? So you may have heard, how do I build my author platform? And so we don't want to just build an author platform. We want to build a media kit to actually support your author platform. So what is an author media platform? Usually I'll do definitions. So what is an author platform, right? So there's a lot of people that will be teaching this, but what they won't teach is how to build both. So what is an author platform? An author platform refers to the writer's ability to market their work using their overall visibility to reach a target audience of potential readers. So a lot of us as soul guided influencers don't want to, as spiritual business owners, don't want to necessarily market. Like, I hate marketing. But when you're marketing your book and you're speaking about your book and you're sharing your spiritual awakening story and your spiritual ascension journey and your spiritual alchemy process, it feels a little bit different. So what is a strong author platform? A strong author platform is something every writer wants and needs. An ability to reach readers by virtue of their name, reputation, or connections. So I'm teaching you how to build your author platform. So that's how to build your author platform, right? And so you can build it with Amazon. And I talk about Amazon ads. And so if you don't know about Amazon and you don't know about Amazon ads, I will talk about that more in the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint, author and authority platform program and mastermind. But basically, you're writing your book, your blog, getting in magazines, building anything in the media, and positioning your author status. Author platform example, international best-selling author. So I want to talk about a successful spiritual business model versus an unsuccessful spiritual business model. And I've shown you my Amazon Author Central page, so I'm going to go back to that after I've shared this bit. So for me, what I wanted to do was talk quite extensively today about when you build your author platform. Many people want to go out there, build an author platform. Oh, hey, look at me, I'm an author, I've written a book. And so it doesn't really serve you very well if you don't have the back end of your business and you don't know where you're going, you don't know what direction. So I have been a co-author of 3 books that went to #1. And I have to say that there's a lot of people doing co-author book series out there. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do mine. I was introduced to Empowered Women of Social Media, where 44 women shared their voice about social media, right? That's when I knew the power of it. Excuse me. And a lot of times what people don't know is how to use that book. Let me know in the comments if you've been a co-author, if you are in my co-author book series as well. Because my co-authors have said, when I first did the first enrollment, the first round of enrollments for my co-author book series, my co-authors were like, what are you doing? This is very different to what has been out there. It's very different to the co-author program, co-author books that they've been part of, not necessarily a program. And I wanted to create that program and that mastermind around the book and support you in not only being a co-author, but also if you want to write your own book and leverage everything that you're doing. So most co-author book series don't then continuously promote. It's like a one-time thing. And lots of times there's not a lot that actually happens. I haven't had a floodgate of people saying, oh my gosh, you were in that book and I've got to work with you or anything like that. It kind of doesn't really work like that. But what you can do is use that author status as a #1 best-selling author and use it to your advantage and have it open doors that wouldn't necessarily open. And so I want to show you that it's not the best written book, it's the best-selling book, and also how you leverage your book after being featured, right? And so yes, it's an author platform, but you want to know what is behind that. And so because I was a co-author, I kind of know like the process, but I also know what I wanted the book to do for me. And so I talk about aligning your movement, your message, your money with conversations that serve. So you're having a written conversation as an author, and you want to take that conversation from that book. And so what I did was, for my book for spiritual YouTubers from scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube, excuse me, is say, you know what, I don't want to be that author that just leaves you in my book, just leaves you reading my book, just reading. I wanted to have my readers as part of my movement and part of building my author platform. And we'll talk about the authority platform tomorrow, day 3, is I wanted them to come out of the book. And so there's beautiful books that do this. I was about to look around. And so there's a book called The Miracle Morning, which has a 30-day quiz, a 30-day challenge. It's an amazing book. I love it. It's called The Miracle Morning by a guy called Hal Elrod. And then there's the 5 love languages that has the quiz inside of it. It brings the reader out of the book and has it in action. Everybody, like not everybody, but a lot of people. I was I was in a meeting for a foster care meeting actually, and I was talking about it, and the fellow foster carers were saying, oh my gosh, it sounds so amazing, learning children's 5 love languages, learning your own but learning theirs. It's just so beautiful. And so I was talking to everywhere I go, I mention the 5 love languages. It has you, it's not just a book, it has you implement and apply what it is that you've learned in the book. I love it. So I don't want you to just write your book and that's it. I want you to write your book with the authority platform inside of it, if that makes sense. So I have my 5-day challenge. I'll walk through this hopefully quite extensively, or extensively enough so that you can take some action and either come and get Q&A, come into the community, come to one of the monthly calls, and come to the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass where I dive even deeper. And I have bonus. This is a bonus for my masterclass and my students. So I will just show you where to. I'll start talking. If you enroll in the masterclass, you actually get this 1-page plan as the 3rd bonus, right? So this is for the Bank 50K in 50 Day Challenge. Can't bank 50K in 50 days if you don't have a business that says, you know, there's an enrollment spot. So this is where you will get this 1-page plan, this download, right? See what you can see. Okay, cool. So this is where you'll get this, right? So this is, there's 3 phases of your spiritual business for my one-to-many model. Nobody really shares this, especially not for free. And then there's 4 stages. And I talked about this on day 1, but I talk about it in the masterclass, and I definitely talk about it in the bonuses. And I do have what I call the free chapter VIP day, where I share with you more on starting your spiritual business and getting some implementation support from that. I don't have the link to that now, but come and get some more support basically for this homework. And so the 3 stages are the front end to consider, are the front end of your spiritual business. So working one-to-many. So when you're an author and you're doing blogs and you're doing books, you want it to reach hundreds, thousands and hundreds of thousands, millions of readers, right? You know, there's books that have done that. You want to think of the front end of your business and getting out there. So when you are marketing, you're using marketing strategies, and people say, I don't want to market my business. These 4 stages of marketing, for me, it's suggested and shared outreach, social media, friends of friends, friends in groups. We built with my co-producer at the time, the Spiritual Business Woman Network, to 1.2K members in 12 weeks using this first circle, right? This was in Facebook. I'm on Facebook, but I'm not using Facebook as my platform. I don't resonate with it. I'm like, okay, how do I take this same model and use it on YouTube? So you can use whatever you choose. You can use LinkedIn as well. So that's the first stage. It's connecting with friends, your circle. That's how you start your movement, right? The front end of your business, how you get yourself out there. how you build your author platform by knowing that people are actually interested in what you have to offer. The second stage is building your author and your authority platform is targeted outreach. So I call them joint vision partnership interviews. In the industry, it's called joint venture partnerships. Joint venture partnerships are focused on list building. Joint vision partnerships are focused on legacy building. There's a very different energy. There's a very different conversation. And when I was doing my 49 Soul Speaker Summit, which Sasha approached me to get featured, and when I was saying to my 49 Soul Speakers, I said a joint vision partnership, and they were all like, "Oh, can I use that?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. Just give me credit for it." So the joint vision partnerships as an author and authority in interviews, TV, YouTube, podcast, radio, articles, magazines, collabs, right? And wherever you go and you put yourself out there, building your author platform and your authority platform, obviously, you have a call to conversation. So this is aligning your movement, your message, and your money with conversations that serve. In the industry, people will tell you, do a call to action, like get somebody to download whatever it is. And I'm like, no, let's have a conversation. I'd love to have a conversation with you on my live Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass. It happens live on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. So this annual challenge happens live on the third week in September. And the upgrade is about having a conversation. So you'll see how I work is not to just talk at you, it's to invite you to have a conversation. So the third stage of putting yourself out there is paid outreach YouTube ads. And so you will have seen on when you have the right tools, this is slowed down somewhat actually. 3 views per hour is not a lot, but the views that have gone on this YouTube influencer marketing video have been from paid ads, and I'll talk about that as I grow and having that, building your author platform. So I've got to go in, I haven't checked it actually in days, going in and tweaking it, but you can grow your channel with YouTube ads and grow your YouTube podcast, etc. And as I do it, I'll teach it in the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint, author and authority program, and mastermind. That's in the mastermind part of that, and I'll talk about that in a second. So the fourth stage, and my belly's rumbling, the fourth stage, that's what happens when you go live. So I like to do my videos live, whether somebody's watching or not. And what I have done is modeled, even if you're starting from scratch, because I talk about spiritual YouTubers from scratch, not being afraid to just go live on your YouTube channel, whether somebody's there or not, and giving yourself an annual challenge. And so I'll talk about annual challenges in a second from our lead soul guided instructor, which she's about to do her annual challenge. It's been a whole year. It's been a journey of learning. So I'm going to talk about Robin Knott in just a second. I'm going to pause this and go over to Robin's channel. And then the fourth stage is organic outreach YouTube ads. And so let me just pause there and go over to Robin's channel. What I am going to do is go here. Was it here? Robin's here commenting. So thank you, Robin. And so Robin has been building a YouTube channel over this last year with me. And Robin has a YouTube challenge. And so it actually is this week for her challenge. So Robin does her challenge after my challenge. And I hadn't got my challenge all together. I will say that when you're building your author and your authority platform, you have the best intentions and the best plans and what have you. And sometimes you have to pause. Robin and I have paused. We've done daily lives and we've paused also. It's not about dragging anyone kicking and screaming. And it's the way that you can build your author and authority platform. It's on you and your lifestyle. Right now, I'm in the season of being a foster carer, which is something that I've always wanted to do, but it came at an unexpected time. Robin is in the season of caring for her mum, which, family's family. And so when life happens and when life is happening, you can still build your author and authority platform. That's what I want to say. So it's Robin's challenge annually on the 4th week of September. And so this is the first time that Robin had done her challenge. And this is 11 months ago. I think it was 12 months ago. I think they're in. And so Robin first did this and we were streaming out on Facebook. as well as on YouTube. We hadn't transitioned over to YouTube. However, when Facebook was doing all the whole meta thing, it was just before that, I was like, I'm done. So Robin will be streaming again out in Facebook and onto YouTube. You can do that. One of the differences in building your author and authority platform, which I'll talk about this more tomorrow, is that you can schedule things out on YouTube for up to a year. On YouTube, on Facebook, it's only 7 days, but what you can do is schedule on YouTube and then add the Facebook in after, just that week. So Robin had done her challenge, day 2 of the 7-day chakra healing challenge. It was an amazing challenge. I was there. And then it says an annual chakra healing challenge. So this was the first year, and Robin is doing it again. So thumbnails are updated, and I cannot wait to hear all about it. And what I will do as I do the authority platform, I'll pull up some more examples with Robin. And so Robin was on live, and Robin didn't love camera, and I'm sure that throughout this time Robin's been doing. So I was on it. Am I the only one who doesn't know this? So I was on Facebook. I also jumped in and was on the YouTube as well. It was a brilliant, brilliant challenge. So I also jumped in on YouTube as well. So yeah, I love that. So when you do a challenge, you can have people engaged. It's just absolutely amazing. So well done, Robin, for sticking with the challenge. Robin's been doing some YouTube shorts and some daily lives. Robin's done a lot of daily lives as well, these daily vlogs. So as Robin writes a book as well, Robin has been building an author and authority platform over this last year. We both had dips. Robin's done 245 daily lives. So I did over 200, about 200 on Facebook. I can't remember how many I've done on the YouTube channel, but we dip in and out. The idea is to challenge yourself to do them for a full year. But yeah, so Robin's doing the author and authority platform, and all of this will go inside of her book, in Robin's book. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. Robin has a collective energy clearing call as well as part of her authority platform. So YouTube videos is the 4th stage. So you'll see organic videos as well. So Robin's been doing these shorts. I haven't really done the shorts. This one got 317 views. They're really random. So when you find something that works, just do it. And so Robin was saying that this content right here has been repurposed from her other content, which is amazing. She's done absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's in order to get onto camera and build your author and your authority platform and have it marry, and the two is just absolutely phenomenal. Robin, you're doing an amazing job. Robin is our movement maker for sure. So they're the YouTube videos as part of this whole process, this whole one-page spiritual YouTubers one-to-many plan, live stream, and video strategy. So the enrollment spot for this plan is your 7-day challenge. So Robin's got her 7-day challenge coming up. The lifestyle challenge is for the energy healing lifestyle. And so Robin does her chakra journal, and journal gives you journal prompts because she uses her journal every single day. There's so many of us that use a journal. Create your own journaling, right? Create your own journaling. And Robin's got a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. It's just so beautiful. I'll share more about the authority platform tomorrow. And so then we have a masterclass. I have my masterclass, so you can do that live. I do mine live, and then I have it automated. So I go back to my YouTube channel, and my masterclass, it usually sits at the top of here, live. So I've done my masterclass. It was like 5 hours long, 5 hours and 42 minutes. It's supposed to be 4 hours long. It was amazing. So you can see when you do a masterclass, what happens is when people are commenting, then it's stored there for you. It was absolutely epic. I love doing it. So come to it live. You can watch the replay. You can get bonuses. Again, you see where the bonuses are. It's just absolutely amazing. The YouTube platform is just phenomenal. I love it. And so that's my masterclass. You can have it free, you can have it live, you can have it automated, and have bonuses to go with it. And what I want to talk about is the back end. So we have these 4 stages and 3 phases. The front end of your business, the enrollment spot. So on the masterclass, I invite you to enroll in the back end of my business. I'm not just on YouTube and getting featured for the heck of it. A lot of people do. They say, oh, you know, feature me. So you're thinking, oh, you know, when I'm on Amazon, I'm in this book series, it's going to work for me. People are going to want to buy my stuff. Most of the time, the Soul Guided Influencers, spiritual biz YouTubers that I work with, spiritual business owners, don't have an enrollment spot. Students have told me outright, oh my gosh, that is the missing piece. I'd never even make an offer. And so, yes, we're out there adding value. We're writing, we're speaking, we're doing all the things, but it's a natural progression to the next stage of our business. And what we actually do on this 1-page plan in my Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint bootcamp is reverse engineer. We start from with the end in mind. Begin, like Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. So we start here, and so I have examples of this, and Robin has been modeling my examples of this. She's done a beautiful job. So I have a 5-day self-study challenge, which is a book-based challenge. It's $55. It's on my site on the Soul Legacy Academy. And so it's $55 to enroll. You can have a free preview of it. And so I've got testimonials, etc. For my work. So I just love it. And here's Robin's challenge, and here's Robin's journaling. And so what I do is I teach you how to get clarity on your YouTube channel in that 5-day challenge. We have the free chapter VIP deal, learn how to start, build, and grow a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book launch. I'm gifting you that. We have the book launch club. You have a free chapter there. We have a 30-minute Q&A for YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges. This is a YouTube challenge. Robin's is our YouTube challenges. They are absolutely epic. And then we have the masterclass. So I say, start here, we're going. So there's an intro. I teach you about clarity. I give you Google Docs, my mind map access. You have an actual mind map dedicated to this challenge. We have topics, what topics that you want to create, focus on your author and your authority platform to marry the 2 things, naming everything. I've got a genius zone for that. Planning out your schedule, when you're going to write, when you're going to upload your videos. Again, I haven't written my book. I have not done all the videos, but you can plan them out ahead so you know, so you've got a schedule, you're organized. And then the channel trailer, and my channel trailer is my masterclass. Then we've got a review. If you do a review of this 5-day challenge, if you purchase the challenge, it's $55, then, and you do a review, I will gift you the $22.22. And when I shared this before, Robin's like, is that a typo? It should be more. However, I never want to let anybody be outpriced. And so we've got some reviews there. I would love some more reviews. And so if I can give you an ethical bribe, then I would. So that's the Spiritual Awakening YouTube Summit. That's the masterclass. That's the 5-day challenge. And this is my boot camp, right? So let me go here. So the boot camp is learning how to become a #1 best-selling author on Amazon and get your spiritual awakening story featured on our annual co-author book series, right? And so I say, welcome to the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint, a soul-guided influencer 6-step boot camp to align and automate your soul signature system and your online teaching platform to attract high-paying soul clients on media every single day, right? And so you're getting public and publish. And so co-author book series of the programs, they don't have this piece. They just don't. I taught this to my students. It was a $2,000 investment. I sold it for $1,000 for my beta launch. I have testimonials for that. There's a book launch. I have lots of different testimonials for this. If you scroll down, you'll see testimonials for my work and for me taking students, my first ever students. It was called the Big Money Bootcamp then, and the Purpose to Profit system. It's the exact same system to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. So what I am going to teach you is your soul signature system, your author platform, actually ties in your authority platform. And I'll talk about that authority platform more so, because this is an authority platform, having an online teaching portal, right? So there's lots of stuff in there. And so that's my 12-week bootcamp. It's $555. If you pay in full, it's $500. And if you want to have a scholarship, you want to bring someone in, split the cost, it's $250 each if you pay full pay. Or you want to gift it to someone. I never wanted to let anybody be outpriced, and I'm gifting a spot in my co-author book series, depending on spaces, for you to be a co-author. Not for both, if you're going to split the cost, but for one purchase of $500 or $555, or a payment plan, 5 payments of $111, you can become a co-author in my book series. I love that, and people are like, wow. And I sold this for a lot more. The minimum before, when I did the first enrollment, was $11.11, so it was $1,111. So I love that I can do that. My mastermind, it was before, it was priced at the $1,111. It was $2,222, and then it was $3,333. I've upgraded it a lot since then, and it's $5,555. So those are my angel numbers: $55, $555, $5,555. And I always say, add 10 times the value that you ever charge. And you think, oh, how are you doing this, and why are you doing this? I'm building my author platform with my authority platform in mind, and my program, and it's all of it ties in. So from what I'm speaking about to what I'm enrolling you in, to the back end. So what I'm talking about on my daily lives, it all ties together. And so I have the mastermind and a retreat. All of that means that when you're going out there and you're building your author platform, the people that are readers, your YouTube Soul Tribe, your Amazon Soul Tribe, are going to be interested in going deeper with you. So you don't have to say, buy my stuff, right? Your challenges and your masterclass, actually, and your one-on-one calls. I have a challenge where I say, do 50 breakthrough sessions that serve in order to bank 50K in 50 days, and offer different price points. So for me, if I have 9 people in this 50 days sign up for my mastermind retreat, that's me banking 50K in 50 days. If I have 12 people, no, not 12, 90 people in my boot camp, then that's 50K in 50 days. And then if I have 900 or 990, whatever it is, in my 5-day challenge, then that's banking 50K in 50 days. So when you start to do the middle piece where you're doing YouTube ads, you can start to do that on autopilot, and I will share that, and you'll know the numbers. You'll know this is how much money I need to put in, this is how much money I get out. It can become maths and a science, and that is what I'm testing now. You might have come to me through one of my YouTube ads. I wanted to share that with you. I call it a high-paying soul client funnel formula, because you don't want to build your author platform. Oh, hey, love. How long have you been on there? For a while. You don't. I've been talking about you, Robin. I didn't realize Robin was on there. Hey, love. How you doing? I'm chatting away. I literally, your ears must have been burning. So Robin's just joined us. She says, oh my goodness, what time? And thank you for the shout out. Did you come then? Oh, I love it. Awesome. I love your masterclass. Thank you, love. You are so generous. Thank you. When you do that, and you know this, Robin, when you do that, when you just give and you serve, it literally just lights you up. I wanted to be in service, and I wanted to say, you know what? When I was bankrupt, when I was homeless, when I was going through a really messy divorce, when I went through so many spiritual awakenings, so many dark nights of the soul. By the way, it was a dark decade of the soul for me. I made a vow in the middle of that when somebody needed my services, I would never let them be outpriced like I was by the gurus. And I'm not saying they're bad gurus, but what I'm saying is, you're saying that I am your tribe, but you're outpricing me. You're getting me onto this webinar, and you're saying, you know, spend a gazillion bucks, like spend 100,000 with me, because that makes you sound amazing. And I have literally no money in the bank. Like, I've just, you know, lost my home. Now I'm £160,000 in debt. So us doing our YouTube challenges, it's a way to showcase what I'm doing. I never drag anybody kicking and screaming. And so when I built the community before, it was so easy and effortless. By the time my co-authors got on to what I called an enrollment call, it was just one call. They knew I'd done the intake form, and I said, you know, which point do you want to enroll at? Well, level 1, 2, or 3. And they never felt like they were being sold to, because they knew why they were there. They knew that this was part of the movement. They were enrolling, and many were like, I'm with you for the next 7 years, because I've scheduled my business out for 7 years. I love this movement. I have a movement inside of me. It was just so beautiful. Robin says, how do you type that fast, Robin? Robin says, it definitely lights us up. It feels amazing to serve, and offering service that is affordable for more people to receive it. And I love that. Thank you. It's important to me. It's important to me to build a business model where it's like, it's a no-brainer for you to enroll. And then it's important for me to not burn myself out and offer that higher level. It takes no more effort to enroll at $55, $555, $5,555. It takes me no more effort. I say, which one suits you? Where are you at? Let's go. Like, how much time do you have to invest? How far are you along the journey? Do you want me to hold your hand? Are you just dipping your toe in the water and you're not sure? It's just beautiful. So thank you. I really appreciate that, Robin. So I talk about aligning your movement, your message, and your money over the next 12 months. So this is an annual challenge. And Robin, I don't know if you heard me talk about your challenge for annually, and we've been working together. Robin and I have a beautiful, as I mentioned, joint vision partnership. And Robin is our lead soul guided instructor for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and the Soul Legacy Academy, and host of the Energy Healing TV, and founder and facilitator of the energyhealingschool.com, so online school. So this is a movement that I had inside of me, and I shared on day one just how that movement went, and so what my messaging is and what my money is. There's a sweet spot, and you want to have the movement in mind when you're thinking of your author platform. That determines your messaging, and then you're okay with making money. And so my book has my 5-day challenge inside of it. And let me just go to the Amazon again. If I have my Amazon author central page somewhere, let me just click into that again, because I think it's this one. No, it's not. Let me go, if I can find it. Oh, hang on. Let me do Amazon. Amazon, I'll probably see what's in my cart. So when you're building your author an authority platform, let me go back down here, sorry. You're building it in a way that you've got money already in there, if that makes sense. So for me, I say that this is a companion journal. This book comes with a companion 5-day self-study YouTube challenge I created at the base and core of the book. It's called YouTubers from Scratch for spiritual YouTubers, a soul guided influencers 5-day fast track movement marketing model. I mentioned that in the book. It will be at the core of the book. It will be at the base of the book. So there's an author platform and an authority platform. So you're aligning that movement, message, and money. So when you're getting featured, and hopefully this is clearer than when I did it first, and let me know, Robin, if this is making more sense, because you were on that first challenge when I did it in February 2021. So Robin and I have worked together, and Robin has helped me actually hone and explain even more and break things down even more. So let me know if that is more obvious than what it was, because a lot of the women that were in the Spiritual Business Woman Network, not the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, were either not in business, didn't know their movement, and that is fine, didn't know the messaging, and had money blocks. And so much so that I've experienced the money blocks, Robin's experienced the money blocks, and we've always up leveling and working through the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And so Robin actually has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge if you are like stuck in that that piece, because if you're not good with the money, then you don't have the message, you don't feel that confidence in starting that movement, or you start the movement and you burn yourself out and people have no way to go. And I do believe genuinely that you're doing people a disservice if you don't actually invite them to do something as a part of reading your book, getting them out of the book and into your challenge. So hang on. Robin says, I did hear you share my challenge info. Yay, thank you. Year 2 for the annual 7-day chakra healing challenge. I'm so happy that you taught me to do an annual challenge. It's so much fun because when you do, so I'm redoing my challenge, right? So I did this and it didn't end up being annually. I paused and there was a pandemic and there was the whole reset and the re-recording and the breaking down of the Spiritual Business Woman Network to transitioning over to the YouTube channel. So I'm teaching it and doing the mistakes and then saying, hey, here's a smoother path for you. And so now that I've come back to redo it, I've had to redo my screenshots, all the things, but the formula and the structure is there, right? As soon as this challenge is over the 7 days, I will schedule it out for the next year. And I've got my I don't have slides, I have my mind map, right? And I go back to my mind map and I teach it rather than building the Facebook challenges, which Facebook challenges are fine, don't get me wrong, I've done them. But for me, it was burning me out. And it was a pop-up group that people teach up, down, up, down. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not feeling it. If you've got any questions, upgrade. That's my way to monetize it. And I've got my whole business model to monetize. I don't mind giving away more for free, right? And so annually means planning out your business and then you know the steps that you've got to do in order to grow the next year. So I know by this time next year, I better get my skates on. I've got things to do in the world, right? So Robin says, yes, it's even more clear now. Thank you. Hey, I hope it is, because the things that I was doing then was setting the intention. Some of the things that I've done and other things are in place now. So I'm glad that makes more sense. Robin says, I love that. Get them out of your book and into your challenge. 100%. Like, don't leave people to just be a reader. I'm so tired of the industry where there's so many people, they'll say, have you read not these authors I love. I'm not knocking any authors that I name. But have we read Think and Grow Rich? Have we read The Science of Getting Rich? Have we read You Are a Badass at Making Money? Have we read, I don't know, books, right? Can't think of any more, but books, it's like, oh, I've read this, I've listened to The Secret, I've blah, blah, blah. And oh, have you got this book? And we have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network book club. That's great. And every time I talk on my daily live, I talk about books and how I've implemented them. There are so many readers, so many book authors, sorry, as being an author. This is day 2. How do you become an author and build your author platform? Don't be that author. I'm not saying that they all do that, but what I'm saying is we have so many books on our Audible or that we listen to on YouTube, and we don't implement what that, I'm a big implementer, but most of us don't implement what that author is saying. We just go on to the next book and then the next book, and they say shelf help, right? You want to make it very clear to your reader, hey, come off there and come into my challenge. You don't have to touch it. You've sold that book, you've done it, all your free chapter, and you don't have to touch it. The way that I teach you to build it is a self-study. So you can go through that at any point, whenever you're listening to this, in years to come. You've got my book, you've got the 5-day challenge, you've got a free preview to it. And so Robin's modeling and mirroring this model. So Robin's got a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, and she calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom. And it is a self-love journey because you just serve deeper. So I love that. I'm really happy that it's clear for you. And hopefully it's clear for you watching. So I haven't got too much more to share because I'm going to have 3 children come back into the house soon. So this is the media kit. This is us doing our author platform, but having a media kit actually helps you position yourself and it helps you focus. And I know that you've done this, Robin. I think I showcased yours already on day 1. It helps you focus and say, what do I want to be known for? What is my bio? I'll talk about the bio on a different day during this 7 days. But it helps you just focus your movement and your message and be good with making money. So again, we are focusing on the 3 largest platforms, YouTube, Amazon, and Google, right? author platform. I don't even know what's in this because it's so long ago since I've taught it. And I was just saying to Robin before I came on the live, I've been uploading, changing the screenshots, and I don't even know what's on here. So author media platform, authority media platform. Amazon, I have my Soul Legacy Movement, Soul Legacy TV Press, public and published, YouTube promotions agency. And like I say, for Amazon, for my book, it will be Soul Legacy TV Press, and I will have public and published, YouTube promotions agency. So as the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network grows, for my masterminders only, there will be Soul Legacy TV Press. There are so many people that say, you know, I've gone out there and I've gone to a traditional publisher and they regret it. And there's well-known ones that they regret, that will take a cut of what it is that you're doing. And I've known students, and one of my old students, actually it's not old, but a past student, and she said, you know, I think it's grands, thousands anyway. I'm not going to name who she went with, but still, she still asked me for a testimony, which I'm happy to do when I, you know, to read the book. And I said, just do testimonials for the first chapter, right? That's not so overwhelming. It's like, that's a really great idea. And I'm like, excuse me, she'd done my course years ago, and then I came offline. She came offline. She'd gone through a dark night of the soul. I'd gone through the dark night of the soul. We didn't know then. We came back online and we spoke again. And I said, you know, you can build your courses inside of your book. They can promote your course, promote your work. It's like, oh, well, that's a really good idea. I didn't know that. So whoever's coached her, and she spent thousands on doing this, she's had to go and invest again and again and again. It's absolutely crazy. I teach you to pull it all under one umbrella, under your book, not have a course over here, have a YouTube channel over here. It's just crazy. So what I will be doing is supporting my masterminders into creating all of this, and Robin's again being our movement maker and going first. So thank you, Robin. I really appreciate it. So this is my YouTube channel, the Soul Legacy TV. I call it Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So I lay out my book. I have the Amazon link, right, the anchor, so you can do your author platform. And again, I'll talk about authority platform tomorrow. Repurposing everything that you do, leveraging everything that you do into a YouTube podcast. So this is my masterclass, and in that I talk about everything else. So it's just beautiful. I love it. So Amazon, so I have the co-author book series and the Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. Again, if you have a spiritual awakening story and you want to get featured, email submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com. This is a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. And then we have the journal notebook as well. One of the things when you build your author platform, and I know that you love this, Robin, before, is you can actually take what you do on YouTube and actually have things transcribed, have your YouTube videos transcribed in minutes, like literally minutes. And I've done this, and if I've got my link on there, I'll go into it's called Temi, TEMI.com. And I don't know if you've done this, Robin. You do audio files and video files and have them transcribed. I think I've got it open, Temi.com. So this is it, and I will log in, and hopefully it doesn't show my, no, actually, oh, I can't log in. I'll do this on the author platform, then I'll log into mine. I don't have my login. I haven't logged in for a little while. So basically, it's a transcription service where you take a file, you've taken a file that you want to upload, or you paste the URL into Temi. I think it's called Temi. And you can paste YouTube videos, Vimeo videos, Dropbox, or Facebook Lives, I believe, Facebook videos. And you can convert your video, I specifically say YouTube, and you can transcribe it. And it literally takes minutes. You can convert it into text. So if you're a good speaker, then what you can do, I've done my Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, my first episode, and I transcribed it. It cost me $9. I'm in the UK. It's 36 minutes, depending on the size of your file. You click the checkout, and all of a sudden, so you pay, you can pay with PayPal, pay whatever. And all of a sudden, you've got a transcript of your file. So I've got many in there. So it was processing, order was successful. What I've transcribed are YouTube testimonials. I've transcribed podcasts. I've transcribed, and you can give the transcription away, or you can create your course. I've transcribed my bootcamp. And so within that, for people that like to read, I actually strip out the text and people can read it. And you can create workbooks like that. And you can create blog posts. So you can have a YouTube video and create part of your book, start to write your book. So you may have seen when I talked about on my YouTube channel, actually, my YouTube videos, my book launch playlist, some of these videos I will have transcribed and I will actually create my book like that because I have early learning dyslexia. That's just easier for me. So I've actually transcribed quite a few things, and how much you pay will depend on just the length of the file. So I've converted it to text, right? And so it's just beautiful for those that want to read. When I do the Soul Legacy, the Spiritual YouTubers, the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, I will strip out the audio and the transcript as part of the summit. And it's $11.11 for year-long access. Not that one, sorry. For the annual YouTube Summit. So I will do my interviews for each season. And again, I'm really big into leveraging. Robin, if you comment in, I'll come to those in a second. I'm really big into leveraging. So my summit is $11.11 for each season. So season 1 to season 7. I will do interviews. They'll stay on my YouTube channel, right, as my authority platform, but I will transcribe them to be my author platform as well, right? And so that happens. Season 1 is October through to April. And the interviews are on the 2 middle Wednesdays of the month at 9 a.m., 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. UK time. So essentially twice a month. And I call them binge watch Wednesdays. It's 6 episodes, right? I love leveraging. So 2 days a month, 6 shows, 9 a.m., 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. UK time. And I've scheduled this out in my business, 42 episodes right to the next April, October through to April. And then the next season, season 2, October 2023, right to the next April. And then October 2024, October through to April, you get it. And I'll talk about that more on the authority platform. But I wanted to show you that when you transcribe, so for me, I strip out the audio and the actual text as well. So it's giving more value. You do that once and you can sell it over and over and over again. So say it costs me, I don't know, for 6 shows, it's like $10 each, say $60, right? So if you want to purchase that, I can sell it for $11.11. Well, I can sell it to 6 people. I can sell it to 60 people. I can enroll so many. You see that? The power of doing something once and then making it work for you. People don't show you how to do this, and they definitely don't show you for free. So hang on, I'm just gonna come to your comments, Robin. I'm glad you're doing this again. It's good to update mine too. Awesome, love it. That's crazy. I love how your model brings it all together. It does, doesn't it? I love it. I'm like, downloads. Robin says, I haven't done it yet, but I'm so happy you told me about it when I'm ready. Yeah, so you've done a lot of your YouTube videos. So when it's time to write your book and you've outlined, so I have the 11 key principles, right? In my book, I just decided this is what I was going to do. That was inspired by another book, which I'll talk about another time. And if you've seen a book that you really like the structure of, or several books, pulling in the ideas, not the content, the structure and the framework, I was like, principles, I love that. Okay, well, what would my principles be? How many principles? Okay, what would the first principle be? What would the next one be? And I haven't written the book, and it's got to #1 on Amazon in 7 categories in 7 days, which I know you know. And then the book videos that I'm doing, the book launch videos as a YouTube podcast, will inform the book. We're in September now. I don't launch the book till May 2023, and annually. So, you know, it's just planning it out. I love scheduling. People say that they love my structure, the framework. So Robin says, hang on. 12. Woo, woo. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to push through this, and like I said, I'm going to have little ones come back home. I think I did all of those, didn't I? Yeah, I did. All right. So that was Amazon and YouTube. So I'm splitting them and dividing them and going back and forth because it just is. So I had the Soul Legacy movement, and I started with what I call the telechat show. And I came offline to help and heal myself first for 3 years. And I went after during my dark night of the soul, my spiritual awakening. And my spiritual ascension journey was through vision boards and having more freedom in my life, living an intentional life. And so when I came back online, I started to share that. And so I always start with an interview series. And I almost forgot that because I was being pushed and pulled by other things. And so I want to start again with the annual YouTube Summit. So that's what I will be doing. And so this was me launching, leading, and leaving my soul legacy in September 2019. So it's 3 years ago. The 25th. What day is it today, Robin? I don't even know what day is it? Is it 26th today? 26. So that's amazing. So it's taken a while. It's not an overnight. And I made a vow when I did my interview series, I would make sure that I have an audience for it. I didn't really know. I was doing it through Zoom, right? I was doing it through Zoom, and I was coming back online. I wasn't known. I literally started from scratch. I actually reached out to Facebook owners, and we had a ball. It was really a lot of fun. But I didn't link it to the book. I have my first episode there. You can see that on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. If you don't know me and you're new to me. So that was me. I say, people tell me have a tears warning. So I've already done my YouTube podcast. What you can do, I use something called iTunes Studio. What you can do is the streaming software that I'm using is called StreamYard. Let me pull this up. StreamYard. What StreamYard have done is add so many features. I'm not going to try to log in. Oh gosh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't think so. It's called. If I do that, will it do it? It'll log me in. It's logged me in. I can't do it. It's called StreamYard, and they actually allow you. Let me see what you can see. They actually allow you to do the audio. If you upgrade, they strip out the audio. So that's an easier way to do it. But I use iTunes Studio. So there's 2 ways to convert videos, right? Drag the files. So this can be used as podcast or radio. There's no need to do the things a bagazillion times. Do your YouTube podcast and then strip out the audio, strip out the text and repurpose it. That's what I'll be doing for the summit, and that's what I teach in my program and my mastermind. So you paste the URL, but you're learning it here. You paste the URL into this software, and for whatever video it is, you own the video. You've got to confirm that. And literally, the episode of the Soul Legacy TV was stripped out into audio. That was it. Like a few minutes, it does it. Click it, paste it, and then I posted it onto Anchor FM. So people say, well, I want to start a podcast. Well, do a YouTube podcast, because then you've got the visual, then you've got the text, then you've got so simple. And Anchor FM syndicates out to so many different places. You can upload it and have a radio show. Right? If you do this with your movement in mind and your message, it will pay you back tenfold. And so hopefully that makes sense. Let me know, Robin, if this makes sense. In my YouTube from Scratch challenge, which I say is part of the book, there's 5 days of teaching. On day 3, I share with you Marie Forleo, Marie TV, and I don't think I have a link to it. But Marie talks about her her YouTube channel. Now she says the Marie TV and the Marie Forleo podcast. She actually announces that she's repurposing right there from the get-go. And she did this particular episode interviewing. That's what I teach, interviewing, creating joint vision partnerships. And she literally syndicated this out. Actually, I have it here. Let me click this. Will it do it? Okay, I have this here. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see what you can see. Can you see that? So she actually, oh gosh, there's a setting where I can click on that to make it bigger, and it won't do it right now. So she literally has Marie Folio TV. I think that's as much as it'll zoom in. And it says the Marie Folio podcast. So she puts this podcast episode, this particular episode, on Google Podcast, Pod to Open. It's the same episode on so many different platforms. I can't click on the images. Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There are so many different platforms that you can go on. You can get an assistant to do this. You don't have to do it. Lipsid, she's put her YouTube channel onto a podcast and lots onto Insta. She's changed the thumbnail now. You can have Pod News, Podimo, TuneIn, Player FM. You'll get the picture, right? It's just a beautiful way of repurposing what it is that you do and getting out there. The success leaves clues, right? And people do that for a reason, to have backlinks and different things and get rankings and ratings up and different things. But, you can have an assistant do it. The more places, the merrier, right? So the YouTube podcast, the YouTube challenge from YouTubers from Scratch challenge is me getting the reader from even the YouTube podcast into my world. And again, there's a free preview of my $55 challenge. So you can take that, have a look, come to a monthly call. And again, my book launch videos on my YouTube channel, it marries the two things. And this is the same video that is on my site. Does that make sense? Was that helpful? Building your author and authority platform. I think I've just got the 7 freedoms to talk about, and then I am done, hopefully before the children get back, because my daughter's got to go out as well. But does that make sense, Robin? Okay, haven't done it. 12. I think Zoom strip out the audio too. I think they do. Yeah, I think they do. Absolutely makes sense. Awesome. I'll watch the replay too. Got to run. Love you, buildings. Love you. All right. So I think I've got one last thing to cover, which is about the 7 freedoms. So this is what the vision that I had to have freedom. And so this is a YouTube challenge as well. A financial freedom vision board. And every single year I do this vision board challenge on the 2nd week in December, Monday to Sunday, 7 days. And I talk about contribution freedom, how I wanted to contribute in my light work and my lifestyle. Excuse me. And day 7 is financial freedom. And it's financial freedom for families. And when I did my interview series, when I came back online, I was talking about the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. And I talk about this every single day on my, there's the vision board challenge on my daily live streams, right? So contribution freedom is on a Monday. Health freedom is on a Tuesday. I'm journaling. So we're putting it on your vision board, your vision, and getting clear on how you want to contribute in your light work and your lifestyle, how you want your health in your light work and your lifestyle to be, how you want your emotions to be, your environment, your relationships, your spiritual freedom and your financial freedom. And we come and we journal it until it manifests, right? So that's my daily vlogs. I love it. And I will be picking those up again. So I had a break from it. So I talk about having contribution freedom, having financial freedom, and having everything else in between. So T. Harv Eker, I love T. Harv Eker's work. He's the author of The Millionaire Mind. He says, your income can only grow to the extent that you do. Robin Sharma of the 5 a.m. Club says, to double your net worth, double your self-worth, because you will never exceed the height of your self-image. So put your self-image, your financial freedom and your contribution on your vision board. Again, you can click to get notified of the vision board challenge on my site, on the YouTube from Scratch, on the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success. I believe that spiritual business success starts with your vision. So that there will be replays, and then every year, as Robin had, there'll be the next vision board challenge. Okay, that will always be there. As part of this, I said the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge is that financial freedom. And I said the back end of your spiritual business needs to be tight and aligned. Again, my offer, $55. $555 and $5,555. And what I do is I teach you, I put all of everything that I own in one spot on my Trello board, and I share with you how to leverage your light work and your lifestyle on YouTube. Get that vision and then take care of yourself while you do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. Log in and say, how do I want to contribute? Have I set the intention for more freedom in my light work, in my lifestyle? And am I balancing all of those areas? So freedom is the vision for freedom. Freedom is the value for freedom. And freedom is also the vibration of freedom. That is what I call the soul income game. So every single day on the Soul Legacy TV, I will give you a vibrational money voucher. So we do it vibrationally first. That's the essence of what I believe really makes the difference of what I do, is doing things vibrationally. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I've got money blocks. Robin will help you with the money blocks. But if you want to see yourself, the height of your self-image, and your income can only grow to the extent that you do, I help you in that every single day. We write about in your Soul Legacy journal who you would become if you were able to bank 50K in 50 days. And the safe thing is we do it with a vibrational money voucher, right? And you can have the bank of soul income, right? And so Robin does that. My students have done that and they've absolutely loved it. So I have just heard the door. I can hear little ones that are about to come up and shout me. So that is, so the author platform, obviously on Amazon, and this is when I was a co-author in 365 Soulful Messages, the right guidance at the right time. So when we do the co-author book series, I want you to be thinking about being an author and unboxing and letting everybody know. And this was 2009, and then 19, sorry. And then years after, a couple of years after, and people were still watching this. And so it's on my YouTube channel. Unbox. Not show my address on here. So that is the book. So building your author and authority platform. Wisdom, Mama. Hang on. See my name? So time to turn your wombs into wisdom. My mum was watching it. This is the empowered women of social media. Bird to sing, she'll learn to fly. If you let her sing, she gonna fly. It's beautiful. And then since then, I have been the co-author of the third co-author book series, which is this is a very, very special book, near and dear. Oh gosh, I've clicked on somebody else's. Near and dear to my heart, The Secret Child Life After Loss. And I dedicate my work to my son. So it's a beautiful book. Brenda Pierce, I talk about the author and authority platform. So Brenda, I said that I had a connection to Brenda through Sasha Saberth. Sasha had been featured on something that Brenda had done. I'd featured Brenda, she'd featured me. And then we've come back together over the years to then collaborate again. It's a beautiful book series. So I have homework for you. Really quick. So the homework is to sort and showcase your author and authority platform. When I first did this, people were saying, you know, I've got my author, I don't have that many, but I've been featured here. So this is for you to do for your author platform. So Elephant and Journal, Thrive Global, Mind, Body, Green. So I've got some examples of people sharing their spiritual awakening story in in Elephant and Journal. So people sharing, there's 5 signs of emotional spiritual awakening, and the impact of spiritual awakening. So we share our spiritual awakening story in the co-author book series. It's a way, there's so many ways that people have come through their spiritual awakening, whether that's through, you know, trauma, grief. Oh, this is timed out. Trauma, grief, physical, you know, symptoms to their health, through 20 signs you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. It's massive. There are 60,000 people. If I type into into YouTube, sorry, spiritual awakening, there are 60,000 people plus per month. I don't know if you can see that. Per month, 60,500 people searching spiritual awakening every single month. And we want to support those who have gone through an awakening and give back. So that is where we build our author and authority platform, knowing that people are actually searching for our problem-solving soul work on Amazon, on YouTube, etc. So let me stop screen sharing. No, let me not stop screen sharing. Hang on. Let me go back. So the idea is to click out to that. Let me give you the tasks. And what I'd love for you to do, there's Robin. I believe, have we got the, I don't know if we've got the community. So the idea is to go into the community. Let me go in. The way that you get into the Soul Legacy Academy, I don't have I don't have my community, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, on the social media platforms. So what I do is I have it on within Thinkific. So we have a monthly call that is to support you in showing up, speaking out, and serving deep, collaborating, coming together and cross-promoting. So you can come to that. But to get into the community, you need to go into the masterclass bonuses. And then once you're in there, what this site will automatically do is give you access to the community. And when you go into the community, it'll say My Community, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, and post in here in the MK in Guide 6, the homework of doing your homework in day 1. Hopefully you've done in day 2. Actually comment down below and leave your homework. You can mention me if you want to. So yeah, you can mention a student that you are buddied up with if you want to as well. So that is it for this challenge. Thank you so much, Robin, for joining me, and thank you for coming on the replay. I really, really appreciate it. I've loved doing day 2. So come and join me for day 3. You'll see the links to the template. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Go back and watch the replay. It's a lot that I've shared, but set that vision, and I should see you on day 3. Big love. Take care.